This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're coming to you live from the LD Micro 11th Annual Main Event in Bel Air, California, 2018. I have back with me Dr. Pam Marrone from Marrone Bio Innovations. It's a publicly traded company, MBII on NASDAQ. Welcome back, Pam, to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley. Great to be here.
It's good to have you. Let's get started with a brief overview, and we'll go from there.
Sure. We develop natural products called biologicals for controlling pests and increasing crop yields.
Now, you were last on at the Invitational about 6 months ago at LD. So let's get an update over the last 6 months. Any news?
Well, we had a great third quarter. So we had a record revenue for third quarter in the history of the company. We had our best gross margin in the history of company, 48.3%, and we had the lowest use of cash from operations in the history as a public company. So we had a great third quarter, and we expect that momentum to continue through the end of the year and into 2019.
So briefly, explain what the company does, and then I want to know what your competitive advantage is.
Okay, so we develop natural products. So these would be microorganisms and extracts of plants, and you apply them to crops on the foliage, on the leaves, or in the soil, and they control pests and increase yields. So what we do that's different from others is, first of all, we have 7 EPA-approved products on the market. No one has ever been able to do and commercialize that many products in the period of time that we have. So we have a broad and the broadest portfolio of products to meet our grower needs. Number 2, we look for and characterize and patent the substances, just like penicillin comes from a mold, the substances that are produced by our microbes are in the plants. And this is a unique characteristic in the industry, so we can set the level of chemistry, natural chemistry that controls pests in every batch we make, so it's more consistent. Ease of use, shelf life is better than traditional biologicals that have and are as good as chemical pesticides.
What's the competitive landscape like?
Well, our largest competitors are big companies. Bayer Crop Science, they bought my old company, AgriQuest, for quite a lot of money. And so they, through acquisitions, have become quite large. BASF is up and coming in that regard through acquisitions. Other than that, then you've got Valent Biosciences, owned by Sumitomo. They're actually one of the largest as well, and Securities USA, owned by Mitsui. So those are the big 4 in terms of competitors, but most of our competitors really are chemicals. So we're, and farmers are very used to chemicals. What we're doing is showing that they can get a better return on investment by incorporating biologicals into their programs. And so that's really where our focus is at.
Who's your target market, and where do you get your new customers from?
So our target market are large growers, and we're talking about nuts, almonds, and walnuts, and pistachios, and leafy greens, cannabis, which is an up-and-coming one for us, grapes, berries. These are the types of crops that we're in, but also we have a business through a partner on large acre crops or row crops in corn, soybeans, cotton, and wheat. So we're in both major crop segments. And so our growth is coming from gaining more growers. So those big growers, we can really grow fast by just focusing on the top 10 or 15 growers. These are growers that would buy between $500,000 and multi-million dollars worth of product from us.
And once you make headway into these big growers, is there a moat around that?
Well, once they start buying, they generally do keep buying. Yes, because we show that our products actually, well, they do work, and they actually can make their programs better, because often they'll see higher yields and quality and better pest control when our product is incorporated in. So typically, we do a lot of demos on the farm to create demand, and year to date, 360 demos or thereabouts, which is a lot more than we did last year, about 4 times as many, and so that creates a lot of demand at the grower level. And when they see the product working, they generally tend to use us for a long time.
What's your IP portfolio look like?
All of our products are patented. So we have about 400, well, actually about 400 patents, and those are U.S. and foreign patents. So IP is very important in this business. It's a competitive industry, and so we patent the actual active ingredient, which would be a microorganism, and then the substances produced, the pesticidal substances produced by those microorganisms, or in case of a plant extract, in the plant extract, and formulations and mixtures with other products. So we get very, very good IP.
What's your background?
Well, I started my career with Monsanto Company, and then I started 3 companies after that.
Now, you're a publicly traded company, so only tell me what you can. What are some growth drivers looking forward?
So cannabis, I will mention, we will be, we've already approved by the federal government for Regalia, which controls powdery mildew, and Regalia is a really good product for cannabis powdery mildew. So that's going to be, cannabis is going to be a very, and cannabis all around is going to be a good growth area for us. We are going to get through, so the Canada government requires public posting for 3 months after they approved our products. So first quarter, you'll start seeing some sales from Canada, we hope. And then we have, are targeting our growth into nuts. We did a great program for navel orangeworm. So if any of you see a little white nick in your, and I'm sure you'll see it if you notice it in your almonds, that's caused by navel orangeworm, and it's become resistant to a number of chemical pesticides. So we did a great demo program in this year in 2018 to show that our product can improve their reduction of navel orangeworm. That's big business because there's 1.2 million acres of almonds in California. So these are the types of areas. So new crop segments, expanding into and more market share in the crop segments we're in, cannabis, and international growth. A lot of chemical pesticides being banned and restricted around the world, consumers all over the globe wanting more transparency in their food and fewer chemical residues. So we expect our international business to be quite high growth over the years to come.
Let's get your website out for more information, if you would.
Yeah, our website is at www.marronebio.com or www.marronebioinnovations.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Pam Marrone, Marrone Bio Innovations. It's a publicly traded company on NASDAQ, and the symbol is MBII. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive. We're coming to you live from the LD Micro 11th Annual Main Event in Bel Air, California, 2018. Pam, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Shelley.
My pleasure.